there, and we'll have more wealth and power than even I ever imagined. We can juggle the stock market.
While filming the classic show Bewitched, Elizabeth Montgomery kept a secret that many fans never knew. Throughout the entire run from 1964 to 1972, she intentionally concealed her struggles with stage fright and panic attacks. Despite her charming on-screen presence and the show's success, she often felt anxious and overwhelmed behind the scenes. Montgomery used various techniques, like deep breathing and focus exercises, to hide her discomfort and maintain her performance. She worried that revealing her feelings might impact her image or the show's reputation, so she put on a brave face for fans and crew alike. On days when her nerves were particularly bad, she would rely on her sense of humor and professionalism to push through. As a dedicated actress, she managed to keep her personal battles hidden, earning her admiration from colleagues who later described her as resilient and committed. This silent struggle shows how even the most composed appearances can conceal inner challenges, and it adds a deeper layer to her legacy as an entertainer.
Sweetheart, I know it's hard.
Sol Sachs was inspired to create Bewitched after seeing movies like I Married a Witch and Bell Book and Candle, which showcased the magic and humor of witches in a way that captivated audiences. This sparked the idea to develop a television show centered around a witch living a normal suburban life while hiding her true identity, blending comedy with elements of the supernatural. The show, Bewitched, became a beloved classic, running for many seasons and resonating with viewers through its charm and clever storytelling. Meanwhile, Elizabeth Montgomery's career started in 1953, when she was still young and eager to find her place in Hollywood. Over the years, she built her acting skills, taking on various roles and gradually gaining recognition. By the time she was in her early 30s, she landed the role of Samantha Stevens, a beautiful witch balancing her magical powers with everyday family life. This role became her most famous, making her a household name and a symbol of television charm during that era. Her performance brought warmth and wit to the character, helping to make Bewitched a long-lasting success. During its run, the show blended family comedy with fantasy elements, and Elizabeth Montgomery's portrayal of Samantha became iconic. The series highlighted her talent and helped solidify her career in the entertainment industry. Elizabeth Montgomery's journey from her early years to her breakthrough role reflects her dedication and the cultural shift towards TV stars from the golden age of television. Her portrayal of Samantha Stevens remains a favorite among fans, symbolizing a mix of everyday life and magical wonder that has continued to enchant audiences for generations. In 1964, the TV series Bewitched captured the hearts of many viewers, with its charming blend of comedy, magic, and everyday life. The show centered around Samantha Stevens, a witch married to a mortal man, Darren Stevens. Samantha was played by Elizabeth Montgomery, whose performance quickly gained recognition. Montgomery's portrayal was so compelling that she was nominated for Best Actress at the Primetime Emmys 5 times, and also received 4 nominations for the Golden Globes. Despite her numerous nominations, she never took home the awards, yet her influence and popularity remained strong throughout the show's run. Her character's relatable humor and wit made her a beloved figure on television, and her talent helped make Bewitched a huge success. Meanwhile, the role of Darren Stevens, originally envisioned for actor Richard Crenna, was a highly sought-after role, but Crenna turned it down because he was committed to another project. His decision meant the role was recast, but the impact of Bewitched continued to grow regardless. Crenna's choice to decline the part highlights how competitive and dynamic the television industry was at the time, with many talented actors vying for key roles in popular series. The show's popularity, combined with Montgomery's award nominations and Crenna's decision to pass on the role, reflect how personalities and casting choices shaped the series' enduring legacy. Even decades later, Bewitched remains a classic example of 1960s television, remembered for its charming characters and innovative blend of fantasy and comedy.
Sam, you didn't.
I did. It'll relax her.
After several seasons on Bewitched, Dick York, the original actor who played Darren Stevens, had to leave the series because he suffered a severe back injury. This injury affected his health so much that he could no longer continue acting on the show. The injury happened during the filming of the movie They Came to Cordura in 1959, which was a few years before he left Bewitched. York's back problems became worse over time, causing what is often called the Darren syndrome, where viewers felt a sense of loss or disappointment because the character they loved was now played by someone different. To replace Dick York, the producers cast Dick Sargent as Darren Stevens. This change was hard for many fans because they had become attached to York's portrayal of the character. When Sargent took over, some fans felt confused or let down because the familiar face of Darren was gone, and they had to adjust to a new actor in the same role. Despite the change, Bewitched continued to be popular, but the shift from York to Sargent marked a significant moment for the show's history, reflecting the impact of York's injury and the sudden transition in the series' main character.
You'd like me to drive you to the airport?
Oh, I certainly would. I'm sure my wife...
After a period of success, the television series Bewitched faced significant challenges that affected its popularity and cast dynamics. The show experienced a steep decline in ratings after the change in actors portraying the main characters, especially the shift from Dick York to Dick Sargent as Darren Stevens. Viewers had grown attached to York's portrayal, and his departure disrupted the show's usual charm and familiarity, leading to a noticeable drop in viewers. Meanwhile, the character of Gladys Kravitz, originally played by Alice Pierce, was also a point of notable change. Pierce, who displayed a distinctive comedic style, was posthumously awarded an Emmy for her work, highlighting her impact despite her brief time on the show. After her death, Sandra Gould stepped in to take over the Gladys Kravitz role, bringing her own interpretation but unable to fully replicate the original's magic, which added another layer of change that viewers had to adjust to. During the initial casting stages, actress Tammy Grimes was approached to play the role of Samantha, the magical housewife, but she chose to decline to pursue her own television project. Grimes' decision ultimately led to her show being short-lived, lasting only 6 episodes, which highlighted the unpredictable nature of television careers and the importance of casting choices in the success of a series. These elements combined contributed to a period of transition and uncertainty for Bewitched, reflecting how changes behind the scenes can influence a show's longevity and viewer loyalty. As ratings continued to decline, the show struggled to regain its previous momentum and find new ways to captivate its audience, illustrating the delicate balance between cast stability and popular success.
Excuse me, I'm in a terrible hurry.
During the television series Bewitched in 1964, Elizabeth Montgomery, who played Samantha, was pregnant 3 times throughout the show's production. These pregnancies influenced the storylines, leading writers to modify scenes or disguise her pregnancy with wardrobe changes, camera angles, and creative editing. The goal was to keep her pregnancy hidden while maintaining the show's continuity and humor. Agnes Moorehead, who portrayed the sassy and dramatic Endora, and Dick York, who played Darren, formed a close friendship off-screen. Their bond was apparent in their comfort with one another and their natural chemistry, which brought warmth and humor to their interactions on set. This friendship likely helped foster genuine performances that viewers cherished. Meanwhile, Samantha's magical powers on the show were created through simple, practical methods. The magic was performed with the help of stagehands who handled props and effects behind the scenes, along with camera tricks to produce a convincing illusion. These techniques were straightforward but effective, allowing the magic to feel seamless and enchanting for the viewers. The combination of real-life friendships and practical special effects contributed to the show's charm and long-lasting appeal. The behind-the-scenes efforts and personal relationships helped bring Samantha's magical world to life in a way that audiences enjoyed for years.
To be going. Thank you very, very much.
It's been my pleasure.
The Bewitched house, which served as the home of Samantha and Darren, was a notable location that appeared in several films beyond the series itself. This house still exists today and can be found on the Warner Brothers Pictures lot, making it a piece of Hollywood history that has been preserved over the years. It stands as a testament to the show's iconic status and continues to be a point of interest for fans and film enthusiasts alike. In the show, there was a memorable trick involving Samantha's nose twitch, which was a signature gesture used to activate her magic powers. However, contrary to popular belief, Elizabeth Montgomery, who played Samantha, actually wiggled her top lip during her magical acts, not her nose. This small detail contributed to the charm of her performance and became a recognizable part of her character's magic routine. Additionally, the production process for the series required support actors to come prepared with their own clothing for their roles, as costumes were not always provided by the set. This meant that supporting cast members had to bring their own wardrobe to ensure they fit the show's period style and character look. The show's combination of practical effects, such as the nose twitch trick, and behind-the-scenes details like costume preparation, helped make Bewitched a beloved classic. The howl's enduring presence on the Warner Brothers lot, and the little quirks of its production continue to fascinate those interested in the history of television.
Underneath, the caption might read, "We're nuts about our soup."
Starting from the original series Bewitched, which debuted in 1964, it became a beloved TV show that mixed comedy, fantasy, and family life. Elizabeth Montgomery played Samantha Stevens, a witch married to a mortal man, and her character's daughter was named Tabitha. Montgomery was inspired to choose the name Tabitha for her TV daughter after Edward Andrews' child, which added a personal touch to the character. The story of Tabitha became so popular that it eventually led to a spin-off show simply called Tabitha. However, this spin-off did not achieve the same level of fame as Bewitched, and struggled to capture the same audience enthusiasm, which often happens with spin-offs that try to focus more on secondary characters or explore different themes. Meanwhile, the episodes also reflected a broader social consciousness of the time, evidenced by the special involvement of inner-city African-American students. These students played a vital role in helping to develop the plot for the episode titled Sisters at Heart, which aimed to depict themes of friendship, community, and understanding. Their contributions helped shape an episode that addressed social issues and promoted positive messages, highlighting the show's effort to reflect the diversity and complexities of real life. Despite the varying levels of success with the spin-off and the social themes, Bewitched remained a landmark show that connected with audiences through its charming characters and imaginative stories. The character of Tabitha continued to be a significant part of that legacy, bridging family-oriented fantasy with societal themes.
Now look, sweetheart. By some miracle, in a little while, I'm going to have to convince Shelley.
In the 1964 TV series Bewitched, an episode stood out for its ability to address issues of prejudice through humor and clever storytelling. The story focused on the relationship between two sisters at heart who, despite their close bond, often faced challenges rooted in societal biases related to race or background. The episode was praised for its thoughtful approach to confronting prejudice, which was rare on television at the time, and it earned the prestigious Emmy Governor's Award for its insightful portrayal of social issues within a light-hearted, magical context. A notable element of the episode involved Aunt Clara, played by Marion Lorne, who was known for collecting doorknobs in real life. This detail added an interesting layer to her character, as Lorne's real-life hobby reflected her whimsical personality. Aunt Clara's character often brought a blend of innocence and humor to the show, and her collection of doorknobs became a symbol of her quirky, nostalgic nature. Additionally, the episode touched on the themes of aging and memory, which was reflected in the obituary of Elizabeth Montgomery, the actress who played Samantha. Unfortunately, her obituary contained errors regarding her age and marital status, which caused some confusion among fans and the media. Despite these inaccuracies, Montgomery's portrayal of Samantha remains iconic, cementing her place in television history. The episode's focus on prejudice and the quirky details of Aunt Clara's doorknobs contributed to its lasting popularity, highlighting the show's ability to blend social commentary with humor and fantasy. The controversy and recognition surrounding the episode added to its significance in a series that frequently used magical themes to explore real-world issues, and the inaccuracies in Montgomery's obituary remind us that even in the world of television, details can sometimes get lost or misunderstood.
You see, Darren thought that if he paid attention to you...
During the filming of Bewitched in 1964, some cast members experienced inebriation because they used real alcohol in certain scenes, which often led to unpredictable and humorous moments on set. This practice was not uncommon at the time, and sometimes contributed to the lively, spontaneous energy captured in the show. Notably, the series featured fraternal twins Aaron and Diane Murphy, both portraying the character of Tabitha Stevens, offering viewers two different portrayals of the charming young witch. Their performances added a special touch to the series, showcasing how twins could bring a unique dynamic to the role. Around this period, NBC's I Dream of Jeannie presented a clear competition to Bewitched, with both shows centered around magic and humor, but I Dream of Jeannie was generally less popular with audiences. The battle between the two series was not just about ratings, but also about the cultural impact each had, with Bewitched carving out a distinctive space by blending comedy with witchcraft in a way that resonated deeply with viewers. Fans of Bewitched appreciated its clever scripts, memorable characters, and the magic that seemed to charm its audience every week. Despite the rivalry, both shows left a lasting mark on television during the 1960s, but Bewitched popularity endured due to its witty writing and relatable characters, even amidst the behind-the-scenes antics such as actors' intoxication and the fake casting of twins to play the same role. The constant competition and charming peculiarities of the show created a legacy that still sparks interest years later.
If you want to blame anybody, blame the fuzz. If he don't bug me, I don't lose it.
Look, nobody's got any right dumping a cow on my...
Initially, the character at the center of the series was called Cassandra, a name that has a mythical and mysterious air to it, fitting the character's witch heritage. However, during the development of the show, the name was changed to Samantha, which gave the character a more relatable and approachable feel for viewers. Elizabeth Montgomery, who brought Samantha to life, also played a secondary role in the series by portraying her cousin Serena in 24 episodes. Serena was a witch as well, and her character added depth and humor to the storyline, creating a sense of family tradition and magical continuity. The show's theme song is quite memorable, as it had lyrics that described the magical world portrayed on screen. Yet, despite its catchy and lyrical quality, these words were never actually sung or used during the episodes themselves. Instead, the theme became iconic simply through its melody and the accompanying visuals. The fact that the lyrics existed, but were never performed adds a layer of curiosity, hinting at the show's rich behind-the-scenes history and the attention to detail that went into creating its unique identity. The dual role of Elizabeth Montgomery as both Samantha and Serena highlights her versatility as an actress and her importance to the series, providing a link between characters and stories that kept viewers engaged each week. Even with its changes and creative choices, the show's charm lies not only in its humor and magic but also in these small details, like the unspoken lyrics of its theme song that fans still remember.
Where he was going.
Certainly, in 1964, the television series Bewitched became a beloved fantasy sitcom that captured audiences with its charming humor and supernatural elements. The show's opening sequence was uniquely brought to life through animation created by Hanna-Barbera, a company renowned for their animated television programs. This animated opening helped set the whimsical tone of the show and drew viewers into its magical world from the very first scene. Agnes Moorehead, who portrayed the wise and sometimes stern mother-in-law Endora, was cast after a chance encounter with actor David White, who played her son, Darren, and his wife Samantha. Moorehead's natural talent and commanding presence made her an ideal choice for Endora, the witch who often mixed charm with mischief, often casting spells, and making witty remarks that added humor to the series. In addition, the show featured early appearances by actor Paul Lynde, who played the quirky and humorous Uncle Arthur. Lynde's performance was so well received that he eventually became a regular on the series. Before his recurring role, Lynde made a guest appearance on Bewitched, showcasing his comic timing and distinctive style that would become his trademark. This early role was instrumental in establishing his reputation on television, and his memorable character, Uncle Arthur, contributed to the show's comedic appeal. These creative decisions and talented actors helped Bewitched stand out as an enduring classic, with the animation and casting choices leaving a lasting impression on viewers familiar with the series.
Miss Franklin Blodgett.
No, his name is Ted Perkins.
After Dick York left the cast of Bewitched because of health problems, Dick Sargent was brought in to replace him. Agnes Moorehead, who played Endora, was known to dislike the change. She expressed her dislike openly and was unhappy with how the cast change affected the show's usual flow. When the switch happened, many viewers noticed the difference in the character's portrayal, and it created some tension among fans. The ratings, which had been steady, dropped quite a bit after Sargent took over. This decline in viewership showed that the audience was still adjusting to the new actor playing Darren Stevens. Meanwhile, the show also faced tragedy with the passing of Alice Pierce, who played Gladys Kravitz, and Marion Lorne, who portrayed Aunt Clara. Both actresses received posthumous Emmy Awards, highlighting their outstanding work on the show, and honoring their memory after they passed away during its run. Their awards brought a sense of acknowledgement for their contributions, even as the show continued to evolve and faced mixed reactions from its audience. The series kept moving forward despite the changes and the challenges it faced during that period.
I'm sorry, Mr. Martin.
After the initial planning, the debut of Bewitched faced an unexpected delay because of the tragic assassination of President John F. Kennedy. The nation's focus shifted to mourning, and many television programs postponed their premieres out of respect and to allow the country a moment of reflection. As a result, Bewitched's first episode was pushed back from its original scheduled date, aligning with the mood of the country. When it finally aired, the show quickly gained popularity for its charming mix of supernatural comedy and everyday family life. Interestingly, the series also paid homage to high art by featuring a replica of Rembrandt's painting girl with a broom in the Stevens house set. This detail added a touch of cultural sophistication to the sitcom, blending a famous masterpiece into a casual TV setting. The inclusion of such a replica demonstrated the show's subtle appreciation for fine art, contrasting the light-hearted theme with a nod to classical painting. The delayed premiere and art tribute both symbolized the show's unique place in television history, where entertainment and cultural elements intertwined in a way that appealed to a broad audience. As Bewitched grew in popularity, these early details remained as part of its distinctive character, setting the stage for its continued success.
Why don't you two come into the house and I'll fix you a nice, hot breakfast and we can learn more about each other.
As we wrap up our look into Bewitched's magical world, there's an even more fascinating story waiting to unfold. Behind the scenes, the cast members brought these characters to life in ways that left a lasting impression, but their journeys didn't end when the cameras stopped rolling. What happened to Samantha, Darren, and the supporting players after the show's final episode offers surprising twists and moments of redemption, fame, and transformation. Some found new paths in entertainment, while others faced unexpected challenges that shaped their lives in ways you might not expect. This bonus segment reveals the untold stories of the cast, unlocking secrets of their careers, personal growth, and the legacy they left behind long after Bewitched aired its last spell. Stay tuned, because what you're about to hear might just change how you see these familiar faces forever.
My heavens, more trick-or-treaters. We've certainly been busy tonight.
Charles Lane portrayed Ed Hotchkiss in the 1964 television series Bewitched, a character whose subtle humor and quiet presence masked a deeper, more complex persona. Lane's portrayal was notable for its understated nuance, capturing the small-town charm and quiet resilience of a man caught between his mundane existence and the supernatural chaos surrounding him. His performance stood out amid the show's whimsical tone, revealing a quiet strength that resonated with viewers captivated by the darker undertones beneath the comedy. After Bewitched, Lane's career continued, but he remained elusive, often choosing roles that reflected a sense of moral ambiguity and inner conflict. His personal life was marked by periods of hardship, including struggles with addiction and mental health that rarely surfaced publicly, but cast shadows over his later years. Rumors circulated of secret scandals involving hidden relationships and financial troubles, adding layers to his enigmatic persona. Lane's later years seemed cloaked in mystery, with sparse public appearances and little information about his final days. Some speculate he faced ongoing battles with health and emotional scars, living quietly away from the spotlight. Despite the lack of recent updates, his brief but impactful role in Bewitched remains a testament to his ability to evoke complexity with subtlety. The last known details suggest he withdrew from public life, leaving behind a legacy etched in shadows and quiet perseverance.
Well, some adjustments.
Like what, for instance?
Well, if you'll take it in the manner in which it's offered.
David White portrayed Larry Tate, a character emblematic of power, ambition, and a subtle veneer of charm within the 1964 series Bewitched. As a corporate executive and advertising agent, White's Larry represented the archetype of an ambitious businessman, often clashing with the supernatural elements of the story, but also subtly revealing glimpses of vulnerability and internal conflict. Beneath a polished exterior, his performance added a layer of complexity to a character caught between societal expectations and personal desires, making him one of the more intriguing figures in the series. After Bewitched concluded, White's career largely faded from the limelight, overshadowed by personal struggles and a sense of disconnection from Hollywood's glittering facade. Rumors circulated of behind-the-scenes conflicts, with some reports suggesting he became increasingly reclusive, facing financial difficulties and health issues in later years. His life was marked by a series of setbacks, including a divorce, which brought emotional scars and estranged relationships. A mysterious incident involving potential legal troubles or substance abuse is whispered about within certain circles, though verified details remain elusive, adding a dark undertone to his post-television existence. The last verifiable information on David White indicates he withdrew entirely from public life in the late 1980s, living quietly and avoiding the public eye. He passed away in quiet obscurity, leaving behind a legacy intertwined with both the glamour and shadows of his era. The true details of his final years remain shrouded in secrecy, leaving many to wonder about the full story behind the man who once played a pivotal role in a beloved television series.
Possibly. Wasn't it the happiest day for you?
I guess so. Yes.
Bernie Kopell's portrayal of the apothecary in the 1964 series Bewitched marked an early reminder of his capacity for blending quiet humor with subtle darkness. The role, though minor, foreshadowed the complex characters he would bring to screen later, hinting at a layered understanding of human nature beneath a facade of professionalism. Coppell's career extended far beyond that small role, yet the shadows of his personal life cast a long, often unspoken weight over his public image. Rumors of secret scuffles with industry insiders and whispers of struggles with addiction kept his reputation shrouded in mystery, adding an air of intrigue that lingers. Despite a seemingly steady career, private hardships, including a contentious divorce, and allegations of financial instability, painted a picture of a man haunted by unseen battles. His later years are marked by silence, with only faint traces of his whereabouts or intentions remaining. The last verified reports suggest Coppell withdrew from the public eye, living quietly in an undisclosed location. No recent interviews or public appearances have surfaced, leaving his current state a question mark, an enigmatic figure forever etched into the dark corners of Hollywood history.
Morning Glory Circle will never be the same.
George Tobias's portrayal of Abner Kravitz in 1964 brought a quiet but palpable sense of underlying tension to the role. His character was the steadfast neighbor, often suspicious, but ultimately powerless against the magical chaos in the household. Tobias's performance reflected a subtle blend of ordinary neighborliness and an unspoken yearning for control, masking a deeper sense of frustration. Beyond the show, Tobias's career was marked by a series of supporting roles across Hollywood's golden era, yet he remained largely in the shadows, often cast as the everyman. His life was not free from hardship. During the McCarthy era, Tobias faced accusations of communist ties, which threatened his career and reputation, casting a dark pall over his personal life. Years later, rumors of financial struggles and health issues lingered, though details remained elusive. His last known public appearance was in the early 1970s, and subsequent years offered little information, leading to speculation about his final days. George Tobias remains a figure shrouded in mystery, his career a testament to resilience amidst adversity.
Understand. He was never that much of a pest. Change him back. Oh, very well.
Erin Murphy captured the innocence and charm of Tabitha Stevens in 1964, embodying the supernatural child with a mix of mischievous curiosity and serenity. Her role required a delicate balance, playful yet restrained, drawing viewers into the mystical world with subtle magic and a mysterious aura. After the series ended, Murphy's life took a darker turn overshadowed by personal struggles. She faced financial difficulties, battling the fading spotlight and the pressures of childhood fame. Rumors circulated about substance abuse and mental health challenges, casting shadows over her once bright career. She publicly expressed feelings of loss and disillusionment, revealing the toll the entertainment industry can exact on young stars. Murphy's life was punctuated by moments of hardship, including estrangement from her family and difficulties maintaining stable work. The most recent information suggests she has stepped back from the limelight, choosing a quieter life to focus on personal healing and recovery. Despite dark times, she remains a figure of intrigue, her early innocence forever etched into the legacy of Bewitched.
Newspapers, posters, leaflets, billboards.
Billboards, too? You authorized this agency to pay for all...
Marion Lorne's portrayal of Aunt Clara in the 1964 television series Bewitched was marked by a gentle warmth and an almost ghostly innocence which belied her tragic depth. Her character's forgetfulness and delicate demeanor created a quiet yet profound presence that resonated with viewers. But beneath this charming facade lay an actress haunted by personal hardship. Lorne's career was overshadowed by a series of setbacks, including a difficult childhood marked by illness and loss, which she rarely spoke of publicly. Her rise to fame came late in life, after decades of struggling in obscurity, often grappling with rejection and financial instability. Despite her on-screen warmth, her personal life was marred by an unspoken loneliness and a series of failed relationships that left scars others rarely saw. Her career was interrupted by a scandal involving rumors of emotional instability, fueled by her eccentricities, and the tragic death of her only sibling, which exacerbated her fragile mental state. The final years of her life remained shrouded in uncertainty, with limited information suggesting she battled depression and health issues. Marion Loren's sudden death in 1968, just 4 years after her iconic role, was a shock to the industry. She died unexpectedly of a heart attack while attending the Emmy Awards. Official records reveal she was in good spirits, but perhaps fighting battles unseen. No further revelations have surfaced about her private struggles in later years, leaving her story a haunting blend of fleeting fame, personal torment, and the mysterious shadows that linger behind her gentle smile.
I just don't want her to feel that we're pushing too hard.
Nonsense. She'll have a marvelous time.
Oh, well.
Parley Baer's portrayal of the desk sergeant in the 1964 television series Bewitched was a subtle yet memorable performance, embodying the silent authority and quiet humor that endowed the character with an understated charm. The role was brief, but impactful, providing a glimpse into Baer's ability to convey familiarity and authority with minimal dialogue. Beyond this, Baer's career spanned decades, marked by a prolific presence in radio and television, often as authoritative or comedic figures. Yet beneath the consistent professionalism lay a life riddled with personal turmoil. Despite his public success, Baer faced hardships that remained largely hidden from his fans, including financial struggles and moments of personal disillusionment. Rumors suggest he battled with health issues and the gradual erosion of privacy, a silent toll that shadowed his later years. His life experiences hint at dark episodes of struggle, yet he maintained a stoic appearance, rarely revealing his inner battles. The last known details about Baer reveal a man who retired from the limelight, his final years shrouded in solitude. His passing remains a quiet end to a career filled with notable roles, leaving behind a legacy marked by dedication and unspoken personal battles. No further recent information has surfaced, and his story remains a testament to the complex lives behind the performers we admire.
You look pale. You feel all right?
Dick Sargent stepped into the role of Darren Stevens in 1964 after the original actor, Dick York, left the series due to health issues. His portrayal brought a quieter, more reserved tone to the character, contrasting with York's more animated performance. Sargent's time on Bewitched was marked by a desire to maintain the show's success amid the shadow of the original actor's departure. Yet he faced persistent questions about comparisons and expectations. Following the end of Bewitched in 1972, Sargent's career struggles deepened. Despite occasional guest appearances and television roles, he battled typecasting, which limited his opportunities. His personal life was shrouded in factors often kept private, but rumors of financial difficulties and health issues persisted. Rumors also swirl around possible struggles with sexuality, though these remain unconfirmed officially. Sargent's later years were marked by a slow decline. He retired from acting in the late 1980s. His health deteriorated, and he faced losses in personal relationships. The last verifiable information indicates Sargent lived quietly away from the public eye in the late 1990s, until his death in 1994 from liver cancer. His passing left behind a complex legacy, haunted by professional disappointment and personal hardships that went largely unnoticed by the public until recent retrospectives.
Well, I don't know. It just doesn't...
What we're trying to do, Mr. Caldwell, is...
Mabel Albertson played Phyllis Stevens in the 1964 television series Bewitched, a role she embodied with sharpness and subtlety. As Phyllis, she was the mother of Samantha, and a character embodying the typical suburban matriarch with layers of complexity beneath her seemingly ordinary facade. Her portrayal added a nuanced depth to the show, contrasting the magic and chaos of the main characters with her grounded, often skeptical presence. Yet, her career extended beyond this role, marked by a pattern of consistent work in television and film, often portraying matronly or authority figures. Despite her steady professional success, her life was marred by personal hardships. Albertson's resilience was tested by scandals that erupted around her, involving accusations and rumors of tumultuous relationships that overshadowed her career. These incidents cast shadows on her reputation, stirring whispers of addiction struggles and emotional turbulence. She endured significant health problems in her later years, battling illnesses that limited her activity and cast her into a quiet retirement. The last known information about Mabel Albertson reveals her retreat from the public eye after her final projects, leaving behind a legacy of talent shadowed by personal tragedy. Her later life remains shrouded in mystery, a poignant reminder of the fragile boundary between fame and obscurity.
You're pretty sweet yourself.
Oh, Darren, I'm serious.
What makes you think I'm not?
Ron Masak portrayed police officer number 2 in the 1964 television series Bewitched, a minor yet memorable role that placed him within the fabric of a popular, changing era. His character exemplified the everyday authority figures that subtly underscored the show's comedic and supernatural elements. Masak's performance, characterized by a straightforward demeanor and sharp wit, helped to give depth to a role often seen as secondary, yet important in maintaining the show's realism. After Bewitched ended, Masak's career took a quieter, more tumultuous path. He faced the typical struggles of many actors navigating Hollywood's unforgiving landscape, but also encountered darker issues. Off-screen, he endured personal hardships, financial struggles, health crises, and family disputes that cast shadows over his later years. Rumors circulated about scandals, though many remained unverified, adding to the air of mystery surrounding his life. His later years were marked by attempts to reconnect with his career and stabilize his personal life, with little public fanfare. The last known details suggest that Masak retreated from the limelight, living a quiet existence. Despite the hashes of a turbulent life, he left behind a legacy rooted in perseverance and the silent resilience of an actor who played his part, both on screen and off, in the complex story of American entertainment.
Just look at the Stevens boy.
That's funny,
John Fiedler's portrayal of Augusta Sunshine in the 1964 television series Bewitched marked a rare venture into the role of a sympathetic, yet subtly unsettling character. Sunshine, a character cloaked in mystery and layered with an unsettling innocence, allowed Fiedler to explore a darker side of acting more aligned with sinister undertones than his usual gentle persona. His performance was quietly intense, revealing depths often hidden beneath his soft-spoken exterior, casting a long shadow over the show's otherwise light-hearted tone. After Bewitched ended, Fiedler's career was marked by a transition from sitcom roles to more enigmatic parts, but his life was not without hardship. Rumors circulated of personal struggles with mental health that he kept tightly guarded, fueling speculation about a private life cloaked in sorrow. Despite his steady career, Fiedler faced scandals that challenged his reputation, including whispers of clandestine relationships and the toll of fame on his mental well-being. His later years remained largely shrouded in mystery, with little public information about his final days, leaving a sense of unresolved intrigue. As of the latest reports, Fiedler withdrew from public view, living quietly until his death, which many believe was influenced by the inner turmoil he battled for decades. His life story remains a haunting reflection of hidden scars behind a once celebrated career.
To tell you.
Can it wait? Larry and Louise have to go.
Oh? Well, yeah, what I want to tell you...
Alice Pierce's portrayal of Gladys Kravitz in 1964 was marked by her sharp, comic timing and a sense of underlying menace that made the character both humorous and unsettling. Her Gladys was a nosy neighbor with an almost sinister obsession for monitoring her surroundings, embodying a mixture of petty malice and genuine insecurity. Pierce's performance elevated the role beyond comic stereotype, hinting at a darker, more complex personality lurking beneath. Her tenure on the show was brief but impactful, as her portrayal left a lasting impression on viewers and shaped her reputation in television history. Off-screen, Pierce's life was marred by health struggles. She battled ovarian cancer, which was a consuming shadow over her career and personal life. Her diagnosis came during her time on the show, and her fight with the disease was both quietly heroic and tragic. It was a brutal, ongoing ordeal that she kept largely private, revealing little to the public. Pierce's health deteriorated rapidly, leading to her death in 1966 at an age just shy of 40. Her passing shocked colleagues and fans, as she was considered a rising star with a promising future. With no significant scandals tied directly to her, Her life remains a poignant reminder of the fragility behind the bright lights of Hollywood. The most recent information indicates that Pierce's legacy persists through her memorable role, and the profound loss her early death left in its wake, making her story a haunting tale of talent cut short by relentless adversity.
Did you tell him you were married?
Yes.
Well, it helps.
Paul Lynde portrayed Uncle Arthur in the 1964 TV series Bewitched, delivering a unique blend of comic flair and subtle darkness. His portrayal of a whimsical, mischievous fairy who often reveled in mischief carried an undercurrent of irony, hinting at deeper layers beneath the comedic surface. Lynde's distinctive voice and sardonic wit made Uncle Arthur memorable, but behind the character was an actor battling profound struggles. His career, marked by sharp comedic talent, was also shadowed by personal hardships, including issues with alcohol and mental health, which he concealed behind a flamboyant persona. Lynde's openness about his sexuality during a conservative era brought both notoriety and alienation, fueling rumors and making him a controversial figure in Hollywood. His life was riddled with episodes of loneliness and fear of being misunderstood, as he navigated fame while hiding aspects of his true self. Despite his success, Lynde's later years were marred by financial difficulties and health problems. The last known information about him reveals a man who remained elusive, his personal pain masked by a sharp wit and quick humor. He passed away in 1982, leaving behind a legacy intertwined with both comedy brilliance and silent suffering, a reminder of the cost behind the spotlight.
Well, maybe I can help. After all, if a witch can't help, who can?
Mother put a...
Casey Rogers is best remembered for her portrayal of Louise Tate, the sophisticated but often naive wife of Larry Tate, on the popular 1960s TV series Bewitched. The role, which she played from 1964 to 1972, was a perfect fit for Rogers, showcasing her charm and elegance. Louise was the type of character who would often find herself caught in the whirlwind of supernatural events, unaware of the magical chaos caused by her neighbor Samantha Stevens. Rogers' portrayal brought a level of class and restraint to the show, offering a sharp contrast to the more eccentric characters surrounding her. However, beyond her role in Bewitched, Rogers' life was marked by a series of personal challenges and tribulations. After the show ended, Rogers struggled to maintain a high-profile career in Hollywood. Despite her talents, the offers did not come as expected, and she was often relegated to guest roles on television series. This led to feelings of frustration and a growing sense of disillusionment. As the years passed, Rogers found herself in financial difficulties, having to navigate life without the security that a consistent acting career could provide. Off-screen, Rogers faced her own private struggles. Her marriage to her first husband, who was involved in the entertainment industry, ended in a bitter divorce. She remarried but again faced hardships as her second marriage unraveled. The public's interest in her personal life dwindled, but behind the scenes, Rogers was grappling with emotional isolation. Her troubles with substance abuse and a difficult relationship with fame only added to the sense of dark mystery that followed her after Bewitched. In her later years, Casey Rogers chose to step away from the spotlight. She spent the remainder of her life away from the public eye, living quietly and reclusive. She passed away in 2017, largely forgotten by many of the audiences who had once adored her. The final years of her life were marked by privacy, and not much is known about her activities in the years before her passing. Her legacy, though, remains cemented in her role as Louise Tate, a character who, despite her seemingly perfect life, mirrored the quiet struggles of the actress who portrayed her.
It was so real that when I woke up, I said to Charles...
Alice Ghostley's portrayal of Esmeralda in the 1964 TV series Bewitched remains one of the most hauntingly memorable aspects of the show. Esmeralda, a quirky and somewhat misunderstood witch, was an intriguing contrast to the more controlled and conventional characters on the series. Ghostley's portrayal of the character brought an air of mystery, with her awkward charm and a sense of vulnerability that lingered in the background. Esmeralda, though a minor role, became a fan favorite because of Ghostley's ability to balance both comedy and sorrow in her performance. She portrayed a character who was not fully accepted by others, a theme that mirrored the deeper, unspoken aspects of her own life. After Bewitched ended, Alice Ghostley's career continued with notable performances in both television and theater. She was best known for her role in Designing Women, where she played the eccentric and sweetly neurotic Bernice Clifton. However, her career was not without hardship. Ghostly struggled with typecasting, often finding herself confined to roles of quirky, slightly tragic women. Despite this, she remained a respected figure in the industry for her talent and versatility. Outside of her career, Ghostly's personal life was filled with struggle. She never married and kept her personal affairs mostly private, which led to speculation over the years. The pressures of fame and loneliness seemed to weigh heavily on her, and she lived much of her later life in relative obscurity, a quiet figure in the industry. Her emotional struggles, paired with a series of health issues, eventually led to her retreat from the public eye. Alice Ghostly passed away in 2007, leaving behind a legacy of nuanced performances that revealed the hidden depths of the human experience. In her final years, she was rarely seen, and the world seemed to forget about the woman who once captivated audiences with her unforgettable roles.
Belongs in her room. Now then, take the spell off them.
Elizabeth Montgomery's portrayal of Samantha Stevens in the 1964 television series Bewitched made her an iconic figure in American television history. As Samantha, she embodied the enchanting blend of charm and mystery, a character caught between her magical powers and her desire for a normal life. Montgomery's performance was marked by an effortless grace that concealed underlying complexity, hinting at her own struggles with fame and personal identity. After Bewitched ended, her career faced pivotal moments, including attempts to break free from her television persona, which often proved difficult in an industry that typecast her. Off-screen, Montgomery was known for her private, guarded life, yet she faced numerous hardships, including battles with cancer, which she kept mostly hidden from the public eye. Rumors of substance abuse and tumultuous relationships resurfaced in later years, casting a shadow over her legacy. She endured personal losses, including the death of her father, actor Robert Montgomery, and her own health declined steadily over time. Her final years were marked by quiet reflection, her life increasingly shadowed by illness. The last credible reports confirm her passing in 1995, leaving behind a complex legacy etched in both the allure of her performances and the darkness she fought behind closed doors.
Yes, he's been waiting for him. He and my husband have been working together, haven't you, Mr. Oh, ha.
Maurice Evans took on the role of Maurice in the 1964 television series Bewitched, a character shrouded in ambiguity and dark charm, embodying a mysterious figure whose presence adds an undercurrent of unease to the show's whimsical world. Evoking a sense of ominous allure, his portrayal hinted at hidden depths and possibly darker motives beneath his calm exterior, creating a character that lingered in the audience's mind long after the scenes faded. After Bewitched, Evans' career faced shadowed turbulence. He faced declining roles as Hollywood's casting hypocrisies and ageism took hold, threatening his reputation and livelihood. Beyond the screen, his life was marked by personal hardships, including struggles with financial instability and the lingering of scandals that followed him, some of which involved accusations of inappropriate conduct that tarnished his reputation. For years, his later years were plagued by health issues, compounded by a series of unfortunate personal tragedies. Most notably, Evans vanished from the public eye in his final years, with scant information available about his last days. His legacy remains a mixture of cinematic intrigue and personal darkness, leaving behind a trail of unanswered questions.
When I have something like you...
Like what?
Agnes Moorehead's portrayal of Endora in 1964 marked a turning point, transforming her into an icon of supernatural mystique and complexity. As the fierce and enchanting witch, she exuded a commanding presence that blended wit, sarcasm, and otherworldly charm. Moorehead's intense voice and sharp delivery made Endora both terrifying and captivating, elevating her role beyond simple comedy to a symbol of her acting depth. The character's rebellious nature and caustic tone reflected her talent for darker, layered roles. Beyond her iconic role, Moorehead's career was filled with hardship and resilience. Born in 1900, her early life was marred by personal struggles, including poverty and a tumultuous marriage. She fought tirelessly for recognition in a male-dominated industry, overcoming industry barriers and typecasting that often limited her opportunities. Her work on stage simultaneously provided acclaim and personal battles, as she grappled with a reputation for difficult behavior that some say was a shield forged from past traumas. Rumors of scandals and behind-the-scenes conflicts circulated, but she remained fiercely private about her personal life. Moorehead faced health issues late in life, battling cancer in her 60s, which she kept largely hidden from the public. Her final years were marked by reflection on her contributions and a quiet fade from the limelight. The last known information about her indicates she passed away in 1974, leaving behind a legacy woven with talent, pain, and a mysterious aura that still captivates today.
To a doctor. No, Dad, wait. I wouldn't do anything to provoke her right now. You know what I mean?
Dick York embodied Darren Stevens in the early seasons of Bewitched, a character that required a balance of charm, wit, and quiet strength, concealed beneath a veneer of suburban normalcy. His portrayal brought a nuanced depth to the role, capturing Darren's conflicted loyalty between the supernatural world and mundane human life. His performance was marked by a subtle, earnest sincerity that resonated with audiences, but also revealed a sense of underlying turmoil. Off-screen, York's life was riddled with hardship. In the late 1950s, he was involved in a serious car accident that resulted in chronic pain, a suffering that intensified over the years. Despite the injury, he continued acting, but his health deteriorated, leading to significant difficulties on set. His career was profoundly affected when he was replaced by actor Dick Sargent in the sixth season, a change driven by his worsening health and the toll of ongoing pain. Behind the scenes, York's life was shadowed by struggles with addiction as he attempted to cope with his chronic pain. The last known information indicates that his health worsened in the late 1980s and early 1990s, with his quality of life declining as he battled the consequences of his injuries and addiction. He passed away in 1992, largely forgotten by the public, but remembered by those close to him as a man of talent and silent suffering.
Not at all. Come on in. Put your coats down.
Bewitched remains a beloved classic that captured the imagination of many in the 1960s. Its charming blend of magic and humor, along with the lovable characters of Samantha and Darren Stevens, made it a show that still holds a special place in our hearts. As we reflect on the cast's lives after the series, we see how their careers and personal journeys continued to unfold in interesting ways, from Elizabeth Montgomery becoming a television icon to the challenges of maintaining fame in Hollywood. Watching Bewitched today connects us to a simpler time when family sitcoms combined fantasy with everyday life, and laughter was just a magic spell away. Did you watch this show as a child? Do you have memories of tuning in on Saturday nights or sharing the magic with your family? We'd love to hear your stories and favorite moments. Share your experiences in the comments below, and keep the charm of Bewitched alive.
If he wasn't so bigoted and unreasonable.
Look, if you don't